Hey, it's Elisa, the Half Asian Tarot Queen, and yeah, I don't know how things are going in your world, but there's like some major upheaval going down in my world. There's definitely, I don't know, this might be the biggest upheaval that's ever even happened. Like, it's hard to say. Let's start with this mystical shaman oracle, and we'll go from there. But yeah, pretty wild and woolly in these parts. I'm gonna start with some of these energies, and then yeah, it's pretty crazy what's been going on. It's just sort of like life as I know it has obviously been upheaval, you know, with everything that's going on with my family, but it's also just like pretty much every aspect of my life. So it's like almost like, well, right when I said that, it's like the child comes out, which is sort of like looking at the world from a whole new set of eyes, like the beginner's mind. So it's just sort of like, that seems kind of appropriate, because I was just going to say, like, it's like a major reinvention that's going on. Well, there was a bunch of cards that fell out, so I'm just going to take all of them just because I'm feeling it. So anyways, there's a major reinvention going on, but I'm really trying to like focus my intentions in like a positive way, and like, you know, manifest a really positive new beginning. Because, you know, basically everything's going to grow out of like where your thoughts are. So if you focus on a place of fear, you know, then you're gonna kind of be entrapped, you know, in the life that grows out of that. So, you know, we're starting over, beginner's mind, looking at a new picture from like a child's eye. And so it's like important, you know, like where you focus your thoughts, keeping it positive, keeping it focused on like new growth, new possibilities, you know, stay in the flow, you know. It's kind of where the magic is. Like the universe is directing you, you know, and you have the power to manifest this magical new beginning, which is funny because the next card is like magic, you know. So it's just sort of like, you know, you have the power to create magic, you know, but it's really all about you and like where you focus your intention, you know, because you actually are all powerful. And it's like, I think that's like a major lesson that I'm learning, you know, because it's just like these things in my life that seem like pillars or like really powerful and indisputably, you know, powerful influences are kind of being like shaken down, you know. And so it's just sort of like, wow, like, and then I'm realizing like, you know, my judgment was actually just as good and just as right as these, you know, things that like maybe should have known. I would have assumed had known better, but actually, but me tapping into this is actually the ultimate guidance. And I'm realizing like, you know what, like I was tapped into what was going on maybe better than these like very powerful situations, you know. I won't like name names or whatever, but I'm just like, wow, I'm realizing how powerful this is, because it's like more powerful than like the most powerful people in the world, you know, like, which is kind of shocking to me, you know. I didn't realize I was that powerful, you know, until this moment, you know. And that's maybe this awakening that's happening, this thunderous moment, you know, where this something is coming to my awareness that's like kind of like blowing the roof on life as I knew it, you know. And then we have the arrow, which this has been a theme that's been coming up a bunch. So there's been like, I feel like 2 or 3 videos, like one with the new moon and then one right after, I'll link both of them one right after another because they're definitely relevant to this, where it's just like you've come into alignment with all that is, and you are powerful. Like, you know, it's just like sort of David and Goliath, you know, it's like he like thinks, you know, there's this giant Goliath and like, you know, he's just got his little slingshot, but it's like it doesn't matter. Like if you're in alignment, if you're in your power and you're where you're supposed to be, like that's all it takes, you know. And so that's kind of like the thing that's been shocking me, because I'm just like this like little unknown girl, like who, you know, is seemingly like in down and out, but it turns out that actually no, like my little slingshot might just be enough to like turn some like really powerful institutions on its head, because like I'm in alignment, you know. So yep, we've got this toxic situation on the bottom of the deck, and we'll see like where we go with that, because like maybe things aren't what they seem, you know, like the truth is coming out and it's not what you would have thought. So it's interesting, these kinds of discoveries, you know, but there's a changing of the guard that's happening, and there's like a new foundation. This card came out right when I was saying this. A new foundation that's coming online, and you know, it's the pillars of it are maybe not what you would have thought, you know, because it's like there's this truth that's coming out, and like life as you knew it doesn't exist anymore, as we're moving on to a better situation and we're building a new foundation. But like it's gonna maybe take some work to like get things online and like wade through this harsh truth that's like, you know, being revealed to us. So I'm going to some Bianco Nero because I think it's a good moment for some clarity, because there's definitely some powerful changes afoot. But yeah, it's really cool. Like I think, you know, despite things being so tumultuous, like I have gotten into this total comfort zone with being in my flow, and like recognize like my own power, and it's pretty amazing, you know, because it's just like giving me this certain peace, which I've not had at other times of my life. Like I feel like you know, I okay, sorry, there's like all kinds of interruptions, but okay, so on the bottom I got this Six of Cups, which is like a soulmate card. So, you know, perhaps this is part of this new foundation that's coming online with we're moving on from some bad situation onto something better. And then, yeah, when I pulled the Bianco Nero, I had got a couple upside down cards, which again, it's weird because I don't really usually have reversals, and I'm kind of anal about, like, you know, not using them, but I had like the Justice card upside down, so some sort of unjust like heartbreak situation, which is leading to some instability, you know. So perhaps this is the situation that we're moving on from, because we're creating a new foundation right now. I mean, that's the overall energy for this reading. And then underneath that we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is a stable, nurturing earth sign, you know, and there's some sort of unjust situation involving this Queen of Pentacles, which is interesting because this is a theme that's been recurring a lot in like the Dynasty thread, the divine feminine thread, the epic love saga thread, where there's this queen and there's this king of pentacles who has to go through this spiritual lesson in order to sort of ascend into an emperor, and part of that is righting some wrong that had befallen his female counterpart, the Queen of Pentacles. So there's this unjust situation that's hovering over this Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Swords. So this is a no-nonsense queen who's kind of been through the ringer, and just like, she just doesn't put up with it anymore. She draws clear boundaries, and, you know, there's this heartbreak situation. So it's like this, you know, perhaps there's the, you know, this truth and boundaries being drawn around this heartbreaking situation. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but it's an earth sign, and he moves slow, but he builds like stable foundations. So there's like some tangible progress that's being happened with regard to this unstable situation. That's falling right under the Eight of Pentacles. So there's work. There's actually work being done, maybe to rectify this situation, and all of this is going towards this soulmate card. So, you know, there's some new foundation that's being built. There's boundaries being drawn around this heartbreak. And we're moving on from whatever this unjust situation is that's befallen this Queen of Pentacles. So that's interesting, because there's been, I feel like that storyline's come up a bunch over the last, but it's like more been in the realm of energy. And this kind of indicates that there's like some tangible progress that's happening with regard to righting this situation for this Queen of Pentacles. So I'm pulling just 3 more cards, going back to the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot to pull some guidance on how we might move through these energies. And then I'm going to pull a couple Goddess guidance cards, because I think, you know, this is a storyline that's surfaced a lot in the Divine Feminine readings. And so I'm going to pull a couple different Goddess decks at the end, because this seems to be a Divine Feminine story. And it's just sort of like the Divine Feminine is kind of like reincarnating. She's stepped into her power. She's figuring out how to be in her flow and like manifest, you know, she's manifesting, and she's come into alignment with the universe, and then, you know, her arrow is like hitting its mark, but there's like, it's like this tower moment almost, where it's just like, okay, so then we have, as far as, you know, moving through the energies, we have the Devil, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is interesting, because this is like a huge energy that's come up with the situation in the Stalker thread. And it's the energy that needs to be healed. It's an energy of lack, of not having enough, not being enough. And it's like the foundation for this toxic, heartbreaking situation, you know, which is interesting, because it's just like, this is finally being healed. Like, the truth is being told on this, and then there's a new foundation that's coming up. So, you know, and then what's interesting, you know, so it's just like there's this unjust, toxic situation that's befallen this Queen of Pentacles, and we're moving on from this, and then it turns into this Queen of Cups. So it's almost like this lack energy is being healed, so that maybe this female Divine Feminine, she's like healing so that she actually can step into this Queen of Cups energy, so that she's like ready to receive the love that she deserves, you know, from her soulmate. And so maybe she's come into alignment, you know, she's done the healing work, she's figured out how to be in her flow and manifest, and like now maybe this love is going to start to surface in the three-dimensional reality, because she's healed it, you know, which that's actually pretty cool, you know, because it's like this epic thing that's been going on forever, and it's just like, you know, when is this going to actually happen, you know? So I'm going to pull from the Goddess Guidance Oracle. I'm going to pull one card from that. See what kind of guidance we can get there. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we got Bass, independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So yeah, she's independent. She's come into her power, and this is building a new foundation, you know, but it's going to be on her terms, you know. So that's pretty cool, you know, like no more nonsense from all these other, you know, people that are like messing with her, because it's like she's in her power now. So like the whole world is kind of getting restructured, but on her terms, you know. She's making life work for her instead of like, you know, catering to everybody else's stuff, you know, like she's in her power now, which is pretty cool. Okay, so this is what, oh my gosh. Perfect. So this is the card that comes out. The Lioness, lion-hearted. So I'm going to read that for you. I just got this deck, so I don't really know these cards very well yet, so I'm just going to read it to you from here. So this is the Lioness. Your ability to love yourself and be empowered is maturing. You are learning that the real beauty and value of you comes from within. You are learning to rise above emotional game playing with honesty. You can enjoy your attractiveness as a person without allowing it to control your life or your sense of self-worth. If others try to control you through their opinions about your appearance or in any other way, you will be strong enough to recognize it as their issue and nothing to do with you. Others will be attracted to your inner beauty, appreciating your loveliness and enjoying how it helps them feel good about who they are too. Lioness brings you her soul medicine, helping you recognize that your feminine power is grounded in dignity. She stands against beauty being used as a tool of manipulation to get something, to control someone, to put someone else down and make them feel unworthy. She knows that such behavior is dishonorable, taking what was once beautiful and distorting it into something ugly and corrupt. The Lioness is the medicine of honor, of beauty that is enjoyed but not exploited. She is the soul medicine of courage. She refuses to be used as a pawn in another's game, and she refuses to play with the minds and emotions of others. Her ways are direct and open. She is confident in who she is, and she is not afraid to be honest. Some may try to get the better of you, but she knows that you will never let yourself be manipulated. Even if quietly spoken, your truth has the impact of a roar. Lioness is not afraid to claim what is rightfully hers, and she will not let you quit until you secure what is meant for you. With her confidence in your heart, you can live your life in the open without any need to hide. You are the holder of a lioness medicine, a brave one, a huntress, and a protector of dignity, justice, and truth. Wow. So, yeah. Stepped into your power, you know, like manifesting from your flow, and you've recreated your life on your terms. Pretty beautiful. That's the way to live. All right, be back soon.